Welcome back to day number 2 of our 30 days of inspiration as we march on this journey together through the month of Elul, culminating with the Jewish New Year, the holiday of Rosh Hashanah. This is Rabbi Moshe Rothschild once again coming to you a little bit south of Jerusalem from the city of Efrat in the beautiful Judean hills. Now let's go straight to our message.
I was a rabbi of a synagogue in Miami when the Intifada was raging in the land of Israel. The Intifada was the Arab uprising. And as repercussions from the Intifada, Jewish institutions, synagogues, schools around the world felt very vulnerable. We went and hired a security guard to protect our synagogue as we sat inside during the prayers on the Shabbat, on the Sabbath. I remember very, very vividly one Shabbat during the month of Elul, during this month. When the services ended, I went outside after everyone had cleared out, and I saw the security guard weeping desperately. So, of course, I went over to him, put my arm around him, tried to understand why he was crying, but he could hardly get the words out. When he did, he told me that he had just found out the day before that he was adopted. And when we were sitting in the synagogue, he heard us praying and reciting the special psalm that we recite only in the month of Elul during this month, Psalm 27. And being that he was Israeli, he could understand the Hebrew. And the line in the psalm that set him off said as follows: Ki avi v'imi azavuni, v'Hashem yasfeni. When my father and my mother abandon me, God will gather me in. We put our trust in so many things all year round, subconsciously, unconsciously, maybe even consciously. We put our trust in people, in circumstance, in government, and even in the money in our bank account. Parents symbolize the thing that you can most put your trust in. King David acknowledges this, because he says that even when a parent, which you can rely upon the most, abandons you, God will never abandon you. All our trust has to be in Hashem. The month of Elul is about getting clarity. It's about getting our heads on straight, seeing through the illusions of life, and part of that is recognizing that while it may appear that certain people or certain circumstances or situations need to occur for X, Y, and Z to happen, at the end of the day, all we can truly rely upon is Hashem, is God. Elul, in this month, we are reassessing our relationship with Hashem. And part of that is understanding the verse from Deuteronomy that says, Ein od milvado, that there is none other but God. There was even a great Hasidic Rebbe, a great sage, who once said that the entire point of creation, the whole idea why God created the world, was for one reason and one reason alone: to bring us to this notion of Ein od milvado, to understand that there is nothing but God, to not get trapped in the illusion of this world. We get so busy, our lives get so busy, so we begin to confuse the mask with what is real. We confuse the packaging with the essence. But in reality, our soul's natural home is reliance upon God. And that is the message that King David is emphasizing here. So why was he crying so much? Because the last thing in the world that you expect is for your parents to abandon you. If everyone else in the world abandons you, you would think that at least your parents wouldn't. So this lonely security guard had this experience that even his parents abandoned him. So King David tells us not to worry, because we can always rely upon Hashem. So while we can appreciate our parents and we appreciate our friends and circumstance, at the end of the day, we have to realize that we have to rely upon Hashem. So here's a thought exercise. Or you can write this down. Think of 2, 3, 4, or even 5 things that you want. And what would it take to get from point A to B? In other words, I want I want to earn more money this year. So to get from point A to B, I need to find a better job. I need to ask my boss for a raise. Or say I want my children to do better in school. So I need to get from point A to B, I need to find a tutor. I need to spend more time with them. Think about what you want and what would it take to get there. And here, what I want you to do is to think not A to B, what it would take to get here, but think how much you need Hashem's help in getting from A to B. What you need to understand that it's not about the lawyer, it's not about the doctor, it's not about the time, it's not about the money, it's not about anything else, but realizing that Hashem is behind everything. And so that is the exercise. And think about how much more powerful our prayers will be on the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, or any time you pray, if you realize that it's only God that can really give you the answer that you want or the answer that you need.
This has been Rabbi Moshe Rothschild on day 2 of the month of Elul. I hope you're enjoying the messages, and let's remember, we're working in this month, and let's take one more step forward in our march towards the new year. Wishing you a wonderful day, and we'll be back tomorrow with day number 3. As we go out, Rabbi Shlomo Katz.